Hey to all you cave guys and cave gals, Caveman Mining here. I hope everyone is well and having a good day. On today's video, I'm going to cover with you guys how I'm powering my mining farm and my mining rigs down here in the Caveman Garage with our internet. And before you skip my video, because you may think this is boring, I would ask you to stick around, because the interesting part of this subject is I have no Ethernet run down here in the garage, and I have no Wi-Fi connection, no Wi-Fi signal. So you may ask how I'm able to connect my rigs to the internet. And our answers are here in this little white box. And you may ask what this little box is and what it's doing. This box is super important because what it's called is a power line adapter. Just like we have this little Netgear power line adapter here plugged up into our 120 volt, 15 amp power plug in the wall, we have another one upstairs on our third floor that's also plugged into 120 volt 15 amp plug that has an Ethernet cable from our modem and router that feeds into it. That is the source power line adapter, and the signal is actually being pumped out, or I guess pulsated through the electrical wiring of our house. It's all interconnected, and through the walls, the wiring in the walls, this receiver is able to kind of detect and grab and understand that signal and convert the internet connection down into the power line adapter here through our Ethernet cable. So more specifically for our setup here in the garage, this power line adapter catches the signal. We've got it running through our Ethernet that goes behind the refrigerator, up through the workbench, and into our little Netgear switch. This is a 5-port switch, and essentially now that we have the Ethernet and internet signal going into the switch, we're able to branch out the internet connection to our different rigs and motherboards. So this power line adapter is essentially powering internet for our little test bench here. It's also powering up our 4-card hanging rig. It's also powering the internet for our 8 GPU rig here. And lastly, pretty important, it's powering our smart PDU, which is a really cool piece of equipment. Now that we have internet connected to this guy, we can actually control the power through the network to all of my rigs. And I can actually switch on and off the rigs, reboot them, restart them from that PDU. Now my 5-port switch is very basic here. It is an unmanaged switch. Here I can't really do much. It's not managed. I can't control any ports or anything through this particular switch. It still has to be done through my router and such. Ethernet power line adapter, I could plug up 48 or more port switches or managed switches, or anything you really want. So some pros and cons about this power line adapter. I guess we'll start with the pros. The number one pro is obviously it allows you to provide internet or hardline connection in areas that you don't have Ethernet. To piggyback on that, you're just using essentially the power or the circuit of the house and the electrical wiring of the house to get that internet signal through. So that means no running long 50-foot cables or 60-foot cables or 25-foot cables. None of that. No drilling into walls. It's all directly through the power of the power plug. If I didn't have the power line adapters here in the Caveman Garage, there would just simply be no way for me to get internet to my rigs. Thus, this little Space Goats power meter, you would see this would have no wattage or amperage pulling up on it, or volts. It would just simply be dormant. But because we have the power line adapter, you can see here our rigs are connected up, internet is here, and yeah, we've got a high wattage situation going on, all of our rigs cranking away. Another pro is if you're in a house or a building that just can't get a good Wi-Fi signal, maybe you have stone or brick, things that cause interference for your Wi-Fi signal, the power line adapter is a phenomenal option to allow you to get that, I guess, consistent connection to your modem and router. The other pro I would say is the ease of use and the ease of installation with the power line adapter. It is absolutely simply plug and play. There is no configuration. There's nothing that you need to tap or get into to do any type of electronic or IP address configurations. It's just plug your Ethernet, plug your power, and you're good to go. The only con I can think of this is the Powerline adapter that we have is rated for 1 gigabit per second speed. Now, there's been many studies and I guess speed tests, and you can look up the reviews on these things. The percentage of people that actually achieve the full rated speed, I would say, is maybe like the 1 or 2 percentile. Actually, I don't even know, or I've seen no reviews that actually prove that that full speed capacity can run through your Powerline adapter. The adapters I have here are the Netgear 1000 megabits per second. It is up to allows up to a gig speed. I do have 1.2 gigs of internet here in my house. I do have enough signal or enough power supposedly to achieve that full speed that that can be used for the Powerline adapter. But running some speed test, and we'll jump into Windows really quick right here, I'll show you that we're clearly not able to achieve that speed. We're getting somewhere in the range of like 50 or 30 megabits per second, which for mining in all reality is plenty speed to allow Hive OS to run, to connect to the servers, to make sure that there's enough bandwidth to get the shares to transmit or report back to the pools. So in a nutshell, you don't need to be an IT professional or a networking guru to actually use or configure up or run a Powerline adapter. You also don't need to consult any electricians or have any electrical knowledge. There's really no risk, so you won't get zapped.
You just plug it right into the electrical,
or you won't burn anything down.
Feels like Nvidia.
But beyond my video, there's always instructions inside the boxes and disclaimers about safety. So if you guys do get these Powerline adapters, definitely take a look at those. Obviously use common sense. Don't plug these into anything that it's not supposed to be plugged into. So I'm going to leave a link in the description below to the Netgear Powerline adapter that I have here. So those of you who are interested, you'll be able to check that out, read some reviews, make that purchase, and find out if this would be the right, I guess, tool or resource for you in your situation. I know this video was a little bit different, and I'd like to do more of these, so let me know in the comments below if you found these like little tip videos or how to, or how I'm doing something, or how I'm able to achieve something using technology for my mining rigs. Let me know if that's useful for you guys, and if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. I would much appreciate that, and smash that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next video. Take care, guys.